Hello and welcome. Welcome to another episode of Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warner. I'm the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, now in its 10th anniversary edition. Ah, so today I wanted to talk about healing from a different perspective, kind of what I do. And today let's talk about your divine blueprint. We each have a divine blueprint. We are each created to be completely and utterly unique. We each, as the soul, have our own divine blueprint. And our bodies also have their own divine blueprint. There's a way that our bodies function, just like there's a way the universe functions. And when we are operating in alignment with universal law, peace and ease and health and prosperity, thriving is what naturally happens. But when we're operating outside of universal law, when we're operating against universal law, then distortion happens. So when we are not in alignment with our divine blueprint, our physical body falls out of alignment with its divine blueprint. When our body falls out of alignment with its divine blueprint, we call that disease. But it's not disease. Disease, that's the illusion. We're not being attacked by diseases. Our body changes shape and form when we change our original form, our original blueprint. So our original blueprint is in harmony with the universe. Peace, ease, love, joy, light, well-being, perfection, divinity. That's our natural blueprint. But when we deviate from that, I'm not okay, what's wrong with me? Fear, doubt, guilt, shame, blame. When we start living in states that are less than optimal, our body takes on that shape of less than optimal. We live in a holographic universe. Everything that's in physical form, it's not actually physical, it's not actually density, it's actually light. Light that has been focused and compressed into density. But all of these molecules are changeable. They're morphing and changing all the time. They're morphing and changing in response to our consciousness. Our bodies are a direct reflection of our state of consciousness. When we forget that we are immortal beings, non-physical beings, souls, pure consciousness, when we forget that that is who we are, and we start believing the physical appearance is who we are, we start to degrade in consciousness because we start to become aware of only a small portion. We become aware of the surface appearance of who we appear to be. Yet these physical bodies are not who we are. We are non-physical beings. The physical body is simply the vessel that we have chosen, we have created to be the physical representation of us on this planet. The body is a physical representation. It's not who we are, but it reflects who we are being. When we are living in states of trauma, which all of humanity is living in a state of trauma, whether we realize it or not, we as humanity have been traumatized for hundreds of thousands of years, living in states of war and poverty and disease and corruption and crime and devastation, right? Those are traumas. And we've never been taught how to clear trauma, how to neutralize trauma. So any trauma that we have suffered or endured that has not been neutralized is still being held in our energy field. It's being held in our DNA. And our DNA has to reflect that trauma because it's in our cells. Our bodies are not being attacked by diseases, they're reflecting the unneutralized traumas that are still being held in the DNA. Our DNA is multi-dimensional. It is both physical and non-physical. The non-physical DNA houses all of our Akashic records. It houses all the soul's memories, and it houses the charged energies of those traumas. And until we neutralize those charges and clear the trauma from our energy field, the trauma is going to be reflected in our physicalness. So in order to heal our bodies, we have to neutralize the trauma. We have to return ourselves to blueprint so that our bodies, our cells can return to blueprint. Our cells are following ourselves. Who you think you are is who you are projecting yourself to be. Your body is the projection, and it can be changed at any time. But as long as we believe that there's something wrong with us, that there's something wrong with our bodies, that we're being attacked by diseases, that's what's going to be made manifest in physical form. But it doesn't have to be that way. When we shift our perception, when we change our point of view, when we start looking through the eyes of our non-physical self, the self who we truly are, rather than just at the surface appearance that we see with our physical eyes, we start to see a different story. We start to see a different picture. We are souls, first and foremost, in physical bodies, with minds that have been programmed by society. It's the programming that traumatizes us. The programming tells us that we're not safe, that we're not free, that we're not okay, that we have to pay our taxes, that we have to earn a living, that we have to work hard for a living, that life is not easy, all of these things that we have been programmed to believe that are actually not true, but that then play out as our reality because we believe those things. So what we believe, we project, and what we project is what we see and experience. So to turn it all around, we have to start looking at what's the divine blueprint? The divine blueprint is that our bodies are self-healing mechanisms and that our bodies are designed to follow our consciousness. And who we are as souls are perfect. We've been created in divine perfection. And we each have our own unique blueprint given to us by creator, God, source, whatever universe, whatever word you want to use. But when we all have forgotten that we are divine beings of light, we have all fallen into the density, we have fallen into the unconsciousness, we've fallen into the darkness. The darkness is simply our unawareness. And when we start turning our own light back on, we start becoming aware, start having those light bulb moments like, oh, I get it, right? Light bulb, turning our light back on, opening our awareness to something, a greater possibility. As we start to open up our awareness and recognize that we are divine beings of light, and that these bodies, the blueprint of the body is that it heals itself. Healing is built right in. Also, morphing and changing to match our consciousness is also built in. So your body's not being attacked by a disease, your body is being morphed and changed by your internal state of uneasiness, dis-ease, uneasiness. When you feel fear, doubt, guilt, shame, blame, uncomfortable in your own skin, then your skin becomes uncomfortable to match. Your skin, your body is functioning perfectly, is functioning exactly as it's designed to function. There's nothing wrong with it. There can't be anything wrong with your body ever because it's designed to morph and change itself. We as humanity have never been taught that. We have simply been taught there's something wrong with your body, you're being attacked by a disease. It's not true. We have to open our awareness, we have to see what's actually happening, and we have to see our ability to bring ourselves back to blueprint. Healing is the restoring of our divine blueprint. When we start to recognize that the body has a blueprint, imagine a car coming off the factory line, blueprint, perfect, brand new automobile, never been used, spotless, clean, exactly as it's designed to be. Blueprint. Your body has a blueprint. If your body was at blueprint right now, what would it look like? Close your eyes and just imagine your body at optimum perfection, at functioning at optimum capacity, at blueprint. What would your body look like? What would it feel like? How quote unquote old would it appear to be? Your body has a blueprint, and your body is always trying to get back to blueprint. But if you are not at blueprint for who you are as a divine being, your physical body cannot return to blueprint because you are not at blueprint. Your body is following you. Healing doesn't come from a pill. It comes from awareness. It comes from opening up our consciousness to see what's actually happening. How can you restore your body to blueprint? Well, you have to recognize A, that you have the ability to do that, and B, that it's not what you thought it was. Clearing the trauma, letting go of the stories of I'm not okay, I'm uncomfortable in my own skin, there's something wrong with me. You have to let all of those stories go because they're just stories that you've been taught. They're not even your own stories. Those aren't a story that you would naturally tell as a divine being of light, are they? Is that the story that you would choose to tell? If it's not a story that you would choose to tell, then it's not your story. You've picked it up along the way. It's somebody else's story. There are a lot of people that are telling a lot of stories. And there are a lot of people that are making a lot of money from telling a lot of these stories. Let's face it, just look at how the world is set up. The people that are making the most money create the problems and then provide the solution. They win on either side. And guess what? If they're winning on either side, then you're losing on either side. Life in the physical world is not what we thought it was, but it's exactly what we create it to be. It's time for us to overcome all these stories. It's time for us to clear the amnesia and start remembering our own divine blueprint. What's your divine blueprint? Who did Creator create you to be? Creator doesn't create crap, doesn't create factory rejects. It's only divine perfection. You're a divine being of light. That's who and what you are. Unconditional love, who and what you are. We all are that. We can't be anything other than that. We can pretend, we can believe that there's something wrong with us. We can turn our back on our own light. We can shut off our awareness to the fact that we are pure light and love. And just because we shut off our awareness doesn't mean that we are no longer light and love. It just means that we're telling a different story and we're suffering because of it. What if you could just simply start closing your eyes, getting quiet, and tuning in and noticing what it would be like if you were a divine being of light and love? Just pretend, just imagine. What would it be like if you were actually a divine being of light and love? What if you were unlimited? What if you could create anything you desired? What if you could simply ask and then receive? What if that was actually the truth? You know what? It is. That is the truth. That's how the universe works. Ask and receive. It's how it works right here, right now. But we're not asking with our words. We're asking with our vibration. We're emanating our asking through our thoughts, our words, our beliefs, our feelings. And when we believe we're not okay, then we don't feel good. It feels bad. It feels heavy. It feels dark. We feel isolated, alone, angry, afraid, anxious, worried. That only happens when we forget who we are. You're a divine being of light. You have a blueprint of divine perfection. Your physical body has a blueprint. Are you willing to allow your body to return to blueprint by remembering who you are and what your divine blueprint actually is? Nobody else can tell you what your blueprint is. Nobody else has your blueprint. And you're not going to find it from a pill. And there is no shortcut. You have to go within. And you have to recognize who you are. Not who you think you are, not who the world tells you are, not who you see in the mirror, but who you are as a grand being of light. You have the ability to restore your blueprint. Are you willing to notice that capacity within? If you'd like help restoring your blueprint, feel free to reach out. You can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Reading my book, The Simplicity of Self-Healing, 10th Anniversary Edition, would be a great place to start if you haven't already read it. You can start to shift your consciousness. You can start to open up some new doorways of perception and awareness. Expanding consciousness is now where it's at. Restoring our divine blueprint so that the earth can restore her divine blueprint as well. And then we can all thrive together as one. Hope this was helpful to you. My name is Lisa Warner. I'm the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, 10th Anniversary Edition. And you can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Thanks for joining me for another Lunch with Lisa. Until next week, create for yourselves a great week. Bye for now.